Hello everyone, Zane here and welcome back to my channel. Hope you're having a great day so far, and of course, Happy New Year. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to farm grade 5, 6, 7, and 8 crafting and gathering materia. There's two ways to get materia, the direct way and indirect way. The difference between the two is how you get them. Mostly it's RNG, right? So the direct way to get your materia is of course doing scrips. Alright, in order to do scrips you actually learn how to do that back in Heaven's Ward. But in Shadowbringers you actually have to talk to Morween over here. Once you get to Yolmor, she will help unlock the ability to do script turn-ins, and of course the prerequisite to doing the custom deliveries of Shadowbringers, which is Shire, which is above here. Like I made a video showing how to do it. Just do 5.1 story and you eventually will find Shire. Alright, so you go into timers, go into Arena's House of Splendors, and it shows you exactly what you'll be needing to make items for scripts. Alright, these are on a timer, so once they reset you might get different items, you might get the same, and you might get starred. If they're starred, that means you get extra scripts, gil, and experience if you're doing this for leveling sakes. But since I am at endgame, I'll just get extra scripts and gil. My recommendation is always going to be Carpenter, because Carpenter usually has the easiest items to make for scripts. The ones that you always will be seeing are the fishing rod, spinning wheel, and grinding wheel. If you look under characteristics, you see collectible synthesis available. That indicates that these are the ones that are most likely going to be popping up in that level range. Alright, so that's how you can tell which ones are most likely going to pop up and which ones are not. The reason why these are the easiest, because all that you're needing is ingots, nuggets, lumber, and the leather and whetstones. So if you get the spinning wheel, you probably got the best one ever, because the other ones will have a little bit more than just 2 items. Goldsmith is also good, blacksmith is also good depending on what you get, and of course alchemist is also good depending on what you get. If you get refined natron with alchemist for white yellow scripts, then you basically need to hit that before it resets, because those ones are so easy to do and you can get a lot of them, especially if you're doing your books. So you pass everything with the collectible appraiser, and then the script exchange here will give you the items. Level 80 items, white scripts at the bottom. Got grade 8s. You need 500 white scripts to pass them in. You only really need enough to fill in the guaranteed slots. You don't really want to overmeld these because they're too expensive and the success rate will probably be too low. So do not bother wasting your resources trying to overmeld, because you really don't need them. Alright. Level 70 items. You'll have grade 7 and 6s. 250 for both of them. Those are yellow scripts. Up top, level 50, you have grade 5s, also grade 4s. But grade 5s are 200 apiece and grade 4s are 25 apiece. Just showing you guys that, right? Rotation wise, I actually have a rotation that I use for scripts. It's basically the same rotation that I showed you in my video for script farming months back, so you guys can reference that video for the rotation. If you're doing custom deliveries, you can follow this, but it will most likely will be complete before the macro finishes. So what you can do, you can just do this manually, take out a prep touch or 2, add extra delicate synthesis, and then do careful synthesis twice, and you should be done. Otherwise you're just going to be sitting here waiting for the macro to end. Alright, so with scripts is probably one of the fastest and direct ways of getting your materia. Now, for indirect ways, you have spirit bonding, which basically all you need to do is make sure that you use spirit bond potions, or the superior ones. There's Grand Company actions you can use, there's free company actions you can use, so on and so forth. In 5.2, spirit bonding will change. Instead of losing the gear, your percentage will just drop to 0, and then you can spear bond the gear all over again. So as an example, if we're having the gear like the fastest gear, when this hits 100, you'll be able to spear bond it and just start over again while keeping the gear itself. This is going to be excellent for the future, and that's going to be in 5.2. Spear bonding, in my opinion, is a little bit too slow. The other way that I would suggest doing it is Materia Transmutation, which has been around since A Realm Reborn. Basically what you do is you go to Munimix in Central Shroud, Thanalan, sorry, in the bonfire, you give him 5 pieces of materia. You will not get back any of the materia that you put in, so you only will get what you didn't put in. So all you're going to do is put in battle gear into Munimix, and you'll either have a 20% chance of getting either or of the battle gear materia that you didn't put in, or you'll get one of the 3 crafting or gathering materia. So there's a plethora of ways of actually getting battle materia, and this is what we're going to be going through in the rest of this video, and then we'll get to Munimix and I'll show you guys the chances of getting your materia that you're belonging for, which is crafting and gathering. Alright, since we are in Yulmore, we're going to go downstairs to the hunt board, and I'll show you how to get battle materia from the hunt. Alright, so when we get there, we will continue. Alright, so here we are in the mainstay. You just take the Aetherite down here, talk to the Clan Nutsy member next to the hunt board, and you can see here 150 seals for grade 7, or nuts, and 400 for grade 8s. Obviously, you kind of want to do this after you basically have the mount, the music, and the minions. Don't really worry too much about the items for upgrading your Phantasmagoria. You can do the copy factory every week to do that. But the decision is up to you. You also can do this in the crystarium, which you unlock the hunts and Shadowbringers to begin with. So you can do there or here. It really doesn't matter where you do it. Alright. Next, we're going to go to mheg, and we're going to look at the Pixie's Beast Tribes, because they will also give you materia. So when we get there, we will continue. Alright guys, so here we are in mheg. Now in order to unlock the Pixie, you're actually going to need to do certain quests in mheg in order to unlock them, as per usual, which you have to do. So in mheg, you'll see some side quests with this kind of illustration at the top of the screen. This indicates that this will ultimately unlock a feature that's either not in the game yet, or like the Beast Tribes will be in there eventually. Since I don't really remember which one you actually have to do, make sure you look out for these illustrations when you're doing the side quests in mheg. Alright, so in order to get the option to get materia from the Pixies, you actually have to level them up. There's a rank 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I believe you actually have to get this to the max rank, or either grade rank 8 or rank 7, you'll unlock the ability to get materia. I'm guessing it's going to be rank 8, but again, it's been a while since I actually done the Pixies, so it's either 7 or 8. As you can see here, grade 7s or 8 are available, 3 for 7s, 6 for 8s. Again, once you are done getting the music, the mount, and the minion, then you can start getting the materia if you so choose to do so. Just letting you guys know, it's up to you. Alright, next is the fate system. Now in Shadowbringers, they are given us new currency, which is the gemstones. These are given by doing fates simply in Shadowbringers. As you do more fates in each zone, the items that you will be getting from the gemstone trader will increase. So most likely that you're probably not going to be getting materia until you at least hit rank 2 or 3. Since this was implemented after I got to rank 3, I fortunately do not remember if you have to get the max rank or not. Simply, what you need to do is do 6 fates in each zone to get rank 2, and then 60 of each fates in each zone to get rank 3. So I think it's 360 if you do 60 times 6. I don't know if my math is correct or not, but it's around a lot of fates. So if you're leveling up your secondary jobs, best thing to do is do fates so you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Alright, so as you can see down here, grades 6 and 7 and 8 as usual. 7s, 120, grade 8s is 240. And they also will sell materials, orchestrion rolls, housing items, writing maps, etc. Each zone will have one of these gemstone traders. You can't really get them in the gemstone trader in the crystarium and Yulmore because they're specific to each area in Shadowbringers. So you have to come to either one of the 6 areas to get those materia. But again, it's completely up to you what you guys want to do. Alright. Next, we're going to go into Stormblood and we're going to go into Kugane, because we're going to be talking about Eureka, which is probably one of my favorite ways to get materia. Alright, so when we get there, we will continue. Alright guys, so here we are in Kugane at Pier number 1. So Eureka is basically a instance zone in Stormblood where we were able to do our Eureka weapons for Relic. There's 4 different zones: Animos, Pagos, Pyros, and Hydatos. Basically in that order is what you go through. In Eureka, you have an open area where you have to kill a bunch of specific mobs to spawn their notorious monster, or kind of like A ranks and S ranks of the open world. So once you spawn these NMs, a fate will pop, basically is what they are. And once you defeat the NM, you will get crystals dedicated to whatever you're in, poetics, and you also will get these things called lockboxes. Alright. Pyros will have Pyros lockboxes, Animos will have Animos lockboxes, Pagos will have Pagos lockboxes, and Hydatos will have the Hydatos lockboxes. You also have warped lockboxes. You have cold. I forgot what the Hydatos one is, the heat warped lockboxes. Those come from high level mobs in Eureka. Basically will give you some of the more rare items. These regular lockboxes will give you materia, housing items, a mount in Animos, materia, demi-materia, the ones that the white and yellow ones for selling, some elegant pieces, some glamour, and some junk. Alright. There's also these things called bunny fates, where basically you have to kill enemies attacking these little happy bunnies, which also will give you a treasure chest to find, which will give you gil, materia, which always will be materia, and some other items as well. They also will give you lockboxes as well. Alright. In order to unlock these lockboxes, you have to come to the picker of locks inside the instance or at the pier here. So let's go ahead and open these boxes. Alright, so there's grade 5 materia. Another grade 5. It's grade 6. Another grade 6, another grade 6. Another grade 5. Alright, so as you can see, I have a couple materia. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I got 6 lockboxes out of 26. That's not bad. The more you do, the more you'll get. And the greatest thing about Eureka, again, they give you a crap ton of poetics. And poetics is something that we can use to also get materia. Alright? And that is where we're going to be going next. We're going to be going over to Idylshire and Heavensward areas to show you what to do with your poetics to get materia. Alright? So when we get to Idylshire, we will continue. Alright guys, so here we are in Idylshire. So basically it's just like straight up the middle once you enter Idylshire. Talk to Hesmina here. Go to others, and at the bottom we have 800 poetics for each grade 6 materia. This is only an option if you basically have everything done that has poetics needed, such as animal weapons, leveling up your gunbreaker or your dancer, or if you have everything under the sun that poetics can give you, or you don't need anything else anymore, the best bet is you can use your poetics for materia. Simple as that. Okay. Next is Wondrous Tales, which is going to be over here. Chloe Leopold gives you a book called Wondrous Tales every week on Tuesdays. And it's basically kind of acts like bingo, where you have to get 4 stickers in a row to get 1 line. And as you get more lines, you get more rewards. The rewards are completely random each week, from poetics, minions, MGP tokens, you get crystals to pass in for materia, etc. What you also can get are these tokens or certificates of commendations. You get bronze, silver, and gold. Each one has their own specific items that they give. Alright. But we're going to be talking about these crystals and clusters that we get. So the cracked stellar cluster and crystals will give you grade 8 battle and non-battle. The cracked planet cluster and crystal will give you grade 7 battle and non-battle. Cracked cluster and crystals will give you grade 6 battle and non-battle, and the Maki matters and demi matter will give you grade 5 non-battle and battle materia. Alright, if there is nothing else that you want from Wondrous Tales and there's no tomes or anything like that, the next best thing is to get these certificates to get your materia. What you also would do is, after you get those crystals and clusters, you come over to a trader here. This is going to be a goblin, which will trade your crystals and stuff for materia. Obviously, the cracked clusters and cracked crystals will be passed in from Heaven's Ward, and in Stormblood area in Rogger's Reach. Shadowbringers, you actually have to take them to Yulmore, and I believe the crystarium as well, and you pass in those for those materia from Shadowbringers. Alright. So those are your options with your poetics and also for Wondrous Tales. Next, Duty Finder. So the Duty Finder, you have Leveling Roulette. This Avenger in Need here, it will be either DPS, tank, or healer. Whatever they ask for, that's the only way you'll be able to get these Stellar Clusters and Planet Cluster by becoming Avenger in Need. These you can get continuously as long as you are the Avenger in Need. Leveling and Alliance Raid will have these. Alright, so make sure you do them every single day. Plus you will get Poetics, Phantasmagoria, and Gosha for Alliance, and Gosha and Phantasmagoria for leveling, as long as you are endgame, of course. I believe the crystals are... I think the crystals will still be there regardless if you're not endgame. Let me test that out right here. No, okay. You have to be at max level, which is 80, to get those crystals and clusters. Unfortunately. Sorry, guys. Alright. So make sure you do those every single day. Next, the Hunt. So the Hunt is basically where you go out and kill A ranks and S ranks. These are really powerful enemies out in the open world that you can hunt, and you will get these seals called Allied Seals, Centurial Seals, which was the Hunt's version of Reborn and Heaven's Ward and Stormblood. They switched to nuts and Shadowbringers. So before Blue Mage and 5.1 came out, there was no use for Allied Seals other than getting adventures and Aetheryte tickets. Since Blue Mage came out, you'll now be able to use your Allied Seals to get materia. Centurial Seals, you were able to use those in Stormblood to get materia in Rogger's Reach. So first we're going to go over to Rogger's Reach first, and I'll show you where to exchange your Centurial Seals for materia. Alright, so here we are in Rogger's Reach. Talk to this NPC here, and you can see here we have grade 6 materia, 400 Centurial Seals a piece, have a lot cheaper than Poetics, and probably a little bit easier to get too. But this is also ready to get your grade 6 materia. Again, if you have no other use for your Centurial Seals, this is what you can do it with. Alright. Next, we're going to go head back to around Reborn, and we're going to go into Ul'dah to show you where to pass in your Allied Seals for materia. Alright, so when we get there, we will continue. Alright guys, so here we are in Ul'dah. Between the Miners Guild and the Weavers Guild, you'll see Martin here. You actually unlock Blue Mage in limsa first, and then he'll come here into Ul'dah. So you talk to this NPC over here. And in the others, you'll have Materia. So grade 7 and grade 8s are 400 Centurial seals apiece. I mean allied seals apiece. Again, make sure you have your Blue Mage gear all set first, and the headache, emote, cute justice, and the music first before going ahead and buying your Materia. Alright. All you have to do is make sure you have Blue Mage unlocked. Alright, I believe you actually have to unlock Blue Mage to get this option. Alright, so for those of you who are doing Blue Mage, we have this Blue Mage log that we get at level 60. Basically, it's all dungeons, raids, and trials available to Blue Mage as of 5.1. And you will get some allied seals and poetics every single time you do a dungeon for the very first time. So it's 30 seals, 60 pose for the first time, 10 seals, 30 pose for the second, for when you do it after the first time for dungeons, 10, 30 for trials if you've done it already, 30, 60 if you haven't yet, and raids, 50, 100 for those you haven't done, and 15, 50 for the ones you do. You also have weeklies, which is the silver star here. You'll get a weekly reward of 200 and 150, and then you have the harder one, which is the gold, which will give you 400 and 300 pose. Again, that's completely optional, but that's every week. The other content you can do is the Carnival, which gives you certain scenarios where you actually have to fight certain mobs with certain abilities, and they have certain gimmicks that you have to apply to in order to beat it, and also get the weeklies for these as well. So you have a novice, moderate, and advanced weeklies, gold, silver, and blue. You also have requirements to complete for the weekly rewards. Bonus details will show you exactly what you need to do each one. Alright. You have up to 30 missions to do. And once you do these for the very first time, you cannot do them again for no more rewards. Only the weeklies can give you extra rewards for these. So keep that in mind. So becoming a Blue Mage is extremely useful. And I already did a video on the spells from 50 to 60. I might do levels 1 to 50 spells, but I'll be further down the road. So, for those of you who do not want to, who don't need ventures, because you usually get those through your Grand Company, and for those of you who don't need Aetheryte tickets to teleport freely without using your guild, Allied Seals to use for Materia is your best bet. Alright. Now, the next way to get Battle Materia is, of course, doing endgame dungeons from Stormblood and Shadowbringers. Alright, after the first boss in endgame dungeons from Alamigo all the way up to the Gimlet Dark and Stormblood, after the first boss, the mobs will sometimes drop Materia. Obviously, it's going to be grade 5 and 6 from Stormblood and 7 and 8 in Shadowbringers. So in Shadowbringers, it's going to be from Amarat up to the Grand Cosmos. If you go in with trusts, the Materia is most likely going to go to you, since there's no one else to take it. I think Materia drops. Not 100% sure. The only ones that they can use your trusts on that will give you Materia is Amarat and Grand Cosmos, since these are the main story quest ones. If you go in with a free company or your friends, you guys can group up and give one person the Materia. And if you're lucky enough to do it with Duty Finder, you might get a chance to get the Materia through yourself if you're lucky. But treasure chests will drop Materia. Some of them will. Alright? So you guys can run dungeons however you want to get Materia as well. That's why it's always important to do your expert roulettes every single day. Alright? So, the next way to get Materia is going to be Heaven on High, which is basically the deep dungeon or Palace of the Dead of Stormblood. This is not 100 like one of the best ways to get it, but it's still an option. Alright, so when we get to the Ruby Sea, we will continue. Alright, so here we are in the Ruby Sea. It's going to be the northern settlement over here. Of course, you have to lock Heaven on High in order to get through here. But you would come to the Confederate Custodian here outside of the Heaven on High area. And you actually have to get these artifacts known as these pot shards. These ones will drop randomly from bronze chests in Heaven on High. Alright, if you are going in solo and you get one of these, of course it goes to you. If you're going in with a group, unfortunately it goes to whoever is lucky enough to get it. You're going to be needing 3 for grade 5s and 6 for grade 6 materia. It's not one of the best ways to get materia, but it is an option. So I just want to bring this to your attention. You can get these through pot shards as well. You also will get these treasures that you actually can find in Heaven on High, and you would have to come to the Confederate Appraiser here in order to appraise the treasure because they're cursed. And sometimes you will get materia, sometimes you won't, but you also can get through those as well. Not, like I said, not a great way to get them, but there is the possibility that you can get materia through Heaven on High. Again, if you are leveling up your secondary jobs, you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. And the last way to get battle materia is, of course, through treasure maps. Back in Heaven's Word, they put in a treasure map dungeon, which only will appear if you do the highest tier map, which I think was Dragon Skin at the time, and you'll be able to go into a dungeon where you actually have to go into a room, defeat a bunch of mobs, get a key to unlock the treasure box, which will sometimes give materia. Some rooms also drop mobs that have to kill, that will drop treasure chests, all treasure sacks, and you also can get materia through there as well. It's a great way to get tomes, money, expensive items, so on and so forth. But again, it also will drop materia. You will probably need at least a group of 4 people to do them successfully, but it is a great way to get materia because there's always map parties going around in Party Finder. So now, with all that said and done, we are going to head over to Central Thanalan, and we're going to start doing Materia Transmutation with our good friend Moodamix. So when we get there, we will continue. Alright guys, here we are in Central Thanalan, in the bonfire. Here's the Aetheryte, come northeast, and here's Moodamix. You'll unlock this around level 20 and 20, between 20 and 25. I actually did a video unlocking all this stuff, so you can check that out if you'd like. So like I said, you give him 5 pieces of battle materia. Make sure they are the same level, because if you use a lower tier materia with higher tier materia, there's a chance that you will get the lower one, and then you screw yourself over. So make sure it's 1 of each type of battle materia at the same level. Alright, so we'll do 5 grade 1s, 5 grade 5s first. You'll do this animation, which is only once, as long as you don't back out of the menu. And I end up getting a piety, which was one of the 2 that I didn't put in. So we just do it again. Again, we got another piety, which is not really not fair, but whatever. So let's try it again. Alright, we got a gathering materia, finally. There is crafting. Now if you go into a cutscene, that means you will get a piece of materia 1 grade higher than what you put in. Which again will only happen once, as long as you don't back out of the menu. Oh, there it is right there. So we're going to skip it. And we got a craftsmanship command, which is agreed 6, so that's control plus 10. So you basically do this until you basically run out of materia. Alright, so I'm going to be doing this until I'm completely out of materia, so when I am done, we will continue. Alright guys, so I just finished transmutating all my materia. Another one thing I forgot to mention, if your market board, or people on your market board are selling materia grade 5 and 6 below 1,000 gil, buy them out. Alright, people who put them on the market board don't really realize that you can just transmute all your useless materia for more expensive ones and sell them instead. So, if your server is selling them cheap, grab them while you can. Alright. So, my haul for crafting materia, I have 2 control 8s, I have 5 CP6, I have 2 CP7s, I have 6 control 5s, I have 6 control 6s, I have 4 control 7s, I have 3 5s, I have 1 craftsmanship 8, I have 2 craftsmanship 7s, I have 3 craftsmanship 6s, 5 craftsmanship 5s for crafting. For gathering, I have 2 GP 7s, 2 GP 8s, 3 GP 5s, 2 perception 8s, 2 perception 7s, 5 perception 6s, 3 perception 5s, 3 gathering 8s, 3 gathering 7s, 3 gatherer 6s, and 9 gathering 5s. So now I can add this materia to the amounts I have already. And that's how you do materia farming for crafting and gathering in the indirect way, since this is our RNG. And the other way is directly because you get to choose what you pick, what you get. Alright, so those are the 2 ways you guys can farm grade 5 through 8 crafting and gathering materia. How you decide to do this is completely up to you, but those are your options of how to get grade 5 through grade 8 materia. If I missed any ways, please let me know in the comment section down below. Alright guys, so that's pretty much going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you found this useful. Any comments, questions, and or concerns, please put them in the comment section down below. I'd be more than happy to help you guys out with any questions you might have. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new for more Final Fantasy XIV content. And as a reminder, make sure you hit the notification button next to my subscribe button so you guys never miss an upload. And follow me on all my social media at ZaneLightheart on Twitter and Facebook. So until next time guys, may you ever walk in the glorious light of Lord Bahamut. Take care guys, and I'll see you in the next one.